What's up, everybody? This is Terrence Warren, CCNP, Cisco Tutor Guy once again, and I'm back to do another lab in Packet Tracer. Now, before I mentioned in previous videos that I was going to do more wireless lab because I do and still feel that the wireless track is the second highest paying track in the IT field. So I want to get into more wireless labs and how to do them. But keep in mind going forward that even though Packet Tracer is a virtual simulator and they do their best to simulate most network devices in Cisco and network issues, you can only simulate so many of the issues that you will come across in the real world and the real field. And sometimes Packet Tracer even allows you to do things that you wouldn't be able to do on a real device. So we want to keep that in mind going forward. So with that being said, let's get into this wireless lab that I found online. It's a large wireless lab, and I just maybe modified it a bit. Alright, so let's get started. Here we have a wireless network topology. So we have building A, building B, building C, building D, and building E. So let's just say this is a large college campus or something. Each building has its own access points, right? And we're not using the wireless LAN controller. We're using just some standalone switches in a cluster. So we have our network here at the top. The network is 192.168.10.0. So first we're going to go into the router. And alright, we're going to get started. We're going to go ahead and enable the interfaces, or the interface that's connected to the switch. 0/0 IP address. Since we already know what the IP address is, IP address 192.168.10.1. We're going to give it a 24 CIDR. Oops. And activate the port. Alright, this brings the port up. The interface is up. Now, since we have so many devices, what we're going to do is we're going to configure DHCP on the router to assign these laptops their IP addresses. So we're going to go ahead and configure DHCP IP. And I like to start with the excluded addresses so that it doesn't assign the address that we already assigned to the router. 192.168.10.1. Alright, so we got our excluded address assigned. Next, DHCP. We create our DHCP pool, IP DHCP pool 1. We specify our network, and the command is network 192.168.10.0 255.255.255.0. And now we specify our default router. And now we exit, and the last thing we have to do is turn off DHCP. and then we save our config. Alright, so we've activated the 00 interface on the router. We've configured DHCP. Now let's go down to the switch. We want to make sure that the port that's connected to the router, which is port 24, we're going to configure it as a trunk port. Okay, and since I know it's port 24, so we're going to interface port FA24, switch port, mode, trunk, and I'm going to put T for trunk. And now that interface is up. I'm going to exit. So IP interface brief, and that's just to see what our interfaces look like, see which ones are up. As you can see, port 24 is up. And the ports that are connected to the access points are up. Alright, so that's all we have to do there. We could do an initial config on a switch at a later date or something. We can go back and do that. Most of the times the initial config will already be on the router and the switch when you get to this point. So let's go to the laptops. Let's go to building A. We're going to start at building A. No, first we're going to go to the access points because we got to set up the access points. Alright, so we go to the access points. Go to port 0, and we see this is where we set our SSID, what we want the broadcast IP address, the broadcast Wi-Fi to be. So we're going to call it, since this is building A, we're going to call it building. I'm going to shorten that. Building A underscore Wi-Fi, and we want to use the WPA2 because it's a more secure encryption, and we're going to make the password Cisco 123, and that's it for that access point. We don't need to set the user ID or anything. We just use this WPA2 and go ahead and configure our password Cisco 123. And we're going to go to the next one. Oh, never mind. We're going to go to the first laptop. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. I'm going to go to the first laptop, and the first thing we have to do is we have to turn off the laptop and install our wireless NIC card. So we're going to remove the Ethernet port and pick this wireless card here and install it and turn the laptop back on. Now the laptop is back on. Now we're going to go and let's see if it's pulled an IP address from DHCP. And if you look at the top, it has pulled an IP address. Go to the next laptop, and if you bear with me, it might take a minute to do all of these. And there we have our laptop. DHCP request is successful. So far, none of the laptops are picking up the access point that's in their building, but that'll change in a minute. So right now they're just going to be all over the place. There we go. DHCP request successful. Alright, So now I'm going to go back to that first laptop in building A, and we're going to go to the PC wireless. Alright, so here we're going to configure it to connect to the access point in building A. So first I'm going to see if it populates, and there it is, building A Wi-Fi. That's the SSID that we configured for it. I'm going to select that and connect, and now this is where I put in that password, Cisco 123, and connect. Alright, so since we're connected, let's go back to link information and see if it's pulling any information, if it's really connected. It's showing us we have, all bars for signal strength and link quality. And right here where it says link information, we can see that it is connected. It's connected to the network. It's showing our IP address. It's showing our default gateway. So, and as you see the bars, it is connected to the access point. So let's go to the next laptop. PC wireless. Connect. We're looking for building A, and there it is. Connect. Cisco 123. Connect. And there's our link information. And on to the next one. Building A Wi-Fi. Connect. Cisco 123. Connect. Link information. There. So now that we've configured the access point and laptop, for building A, and the laptops in building A are connected to the access points, let's go to building B. So first we start with the access point. Configure the access point. We're going to set our SSID to building B underscore Wi-Fi. WPA2 Cisco 123. Alright, so we're good there. We're all set. First laptop in building A. We're going to remove that and install the wireless card. Turn the laptop back on. And it has pulled a IP address through DHCP. Let's go to the next laptop. Move the NIC card. Install the wireless card. Turn it back on. And there goes our IP address. Now while I'm here, I should go ahead and do this. So, looking for building B, and there's building B Wi-Fi. Connect. Put in our password. Connect. And here we go. I Let me go back to the first laptop and look for building B Wi-Fi. There it is, building B. One, two, three. And there we go. So there's one more. Turn it off. Remove. Install. Turn it back on. Desktop. We have our IP address. Looking for building B Wi-Fi. There it is. Connect. Put in our password. And there we are. So now building B's Wi-Fi is configured. So rather than do all of these buildings and have you just sit and watch me do it, you get the gist of what you need to do, how to configure the building's Wi-Fi and access points. So let's test it right now. So we're going to go from a laptop in building A, and we're going to try and ping two places. All right. So we're going to ping the gateway. .168.10.1. And there we have a response. And so we're getting to the gateway. Now let's ping one of the laptops in the other building. So we're going to ping this laptop. Ping 192.168.10.5, and we're pinging the laptop in building B, and we're getting a response. So now let's go to building B and ping a laptop in building A. Let me find out. Let's see where we're gonna ping. We're gonna ping this one. Okay, you got .10. Ping 192.168.10.10, I think. I think that was the IP address. No, I put the wrong IP address. Let me look again. Oh, it was a .3. Yeah, I put the wrong IP address. Alright, so after that finishes, we'll try it again. Instead of 10.10, it was supposed to be 10.3. And there we have a response. So we're pinging from building to building. Let's try the gateway. So we're able to get out of our gateway. We're able to ping from building to building. And that's it, folks. That's how you configure these access points. So what we did, a recap of what we did, we configured a router with DHCP to hand out IP addresses to the laptops in each of the buildings, and we configured the port that was connected to the router as a trunk port, which is port 24 on the switch. Then we configured the access points with the SSID was their building, such as building A Wi-Fi, building B Wi-Fi, and with the password of Cisco 123 on the access points, and we were able to connect the laptops to the access point that was in their building. So let me come back, show you my face again. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Hope you got the concepts. And even though I didn't go through the complete lab, but it was just enough to show you what you need to do to complete this lab. So once again, thank you for watching. My name is Terrence Warren, CCNP Cisco Tutor Guy, and I'll see you in the next video.